to the family. Grand rising to the family. Peace to everybody that's out there. Greetings, greetings. Welcome. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, man. We tapping in live and direct. First and foremost, I just want to say, once again, thank you. A humongous thank you to every single person who showed up on Saturday to the Masters of the Universe workshop, right? We were almost 1,000 deep, okay? So on Saturday, almost 1,000 people all around the world. I had people in the workshop from Costa Rica, Africa. It was a global affair. Down south, up south, Midwest, you know. I should have did the roll call. That's something that I did not do. I should have did the roll call before I started the workshop. So it would have been like, it would have been lit. But we'll do it next time. However, I do want to say that we made history this Saturday. I'm not saying that because I'm tooting my own horn. No, I'm just saying it because it's the truth. You know, when you put a bunch of people concentrate in one place and they all are paying attention and focused on one thing, especially 1,000 to 10,000 to like 100, that is an intense, concentrated, output or input for that matter of collective consciousness. And it has the possibilities to shift things into collapse the wave. So we collapsed the wave in the workshop, right? And what we were able to do was we were able to basically bring our people up to date. We were able to bring our people into what they call being presently present. Because this is one thing about technology that I would like to interject, and it's up for debate, but this is a theory of mine, right? The theory that I have about technology is that technology is a time marker, right? Technology is a time marker. Technology basically is a marker of time. So what I mean by that is you're able to measure where you're at in time or where you were at in time based off of the technology that you had in that time. Let me give you an example. When you see somebody with a beeper, right? When you see a picture and somebody has a beeper on their hip and whatnot, you could easily say to yourself, you may be right? 90% of the times, and by about 8 or 10% of the times, you could be wrong. It could just be somebody on some vintage-ish, and they could be from these days. But 90% of the time, if you see somebody with a beeper, you like, oh, that's Son and them from the early 90s, because that was the time period that people were wearing beepers. This is how they're training machines how to learn, right? We went over this on Saturday. We talked about this in the workshop. The machines, the cars that are driving and whatnot, they're teaching the cars machine learning, AI vision and whatnot. And there's a thing about melanin. There's a thing about carbonated people. There's a thing about what they call black people that the vision can't see. That's why the Tesla will run black people over by mistake. But it's because of the vision. But anyway, when a collective group of people begin to focus on something, right? And they begin to focus on a technology, or they get exposed to a technology, and this technology is not a technology of yesterday. This technology is not even a technology of today, right? Based off of the perception or the perspective of where the individual is in their life. Maybe the furthest that they've seen the highest technology in their life up until Saturday's class was like, you know, I don't know. Maybe the Swifty broom that talks. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Roomba 2.0, the shit that vacuum cleans and it also plays and you could say, "Hey Alexa," and it'll play a tune for you. I just don't know how far people's technology had gone, right? But if you're able to demonstrate and show people not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, not eight, not nine, not 10, more than that, a lot more than that. If you're able to show them more than 10 plus tools of new technology, right? Or new possibilities to use the technology that's out there in the form of tools, right? And these tools are in the form of artificial intelligence, right? So there has never been a time where tools like this were available in the form of artificial intelligence. So when people see the technology of today, they're like, yo, I'm in the future, right? They could qualify being in the future because what did I say before? You're able to gauge, you're able to measure time, right? The way that we are taught in this reality, in this quote unquote existence that we are in, right? Our programming, I would say the majority of the people, right? And of course you have your anomalies, but the majority of the people have been programmed to be like, yo, the way that you measure and the way that you gauge civilization, first and foremost, and then the way that you measure and the way that you gauge the evolution or the growth of a civilization is through its technology. So when planes were not flying, you were like, these people were not that technological advanced and whatnot. You're able to blot out the time that they first created a plane and it took off and everything retroactively behind that. You like, yeah, them niggas, they wasn't all that. Even though there's proof and there's stories and there's writing in stone, right, about flying objects. So obviously, right, for now, this is where the paradox comes in. This is where the neurosis starts to set in. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing that trips people out, and some people get so tripped out, they get into trippy things, like they go on trips and they never come back, call them trippy red and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? They start talking to themselves. They start tripping out. You know what I mean? And then they eventually they crash out. They don't cash out. Right? But the paradox is there's evidence that there was more technology and they were more technological advance behind in our history, right? Millions of years ago, hundreds of thousands of years ago. But then we're of the mind state that we're moving forward and we're becoming more technological advanced now as we move forward. As we move forward every day, we're becoming more and more advanced. And by seeing the technology advance, that's how that's how we've been able to gauge the fact that we're growing and we're evolving and we're leveling up and we're quote unquote getting closer to what we were taught was God, right? The concept that we were given of what we think God is the fact that if we could just be creating things easier, right? If we could just manifest things, if we could go into a lab and change God's creations or the Most High's creations or the Creator's creations, if we could tinker it, if we could tweak it, if we could change its color and its size, if we could put it in CRISPR gene editing and whatnot, if we could gene splice it, if we could make hybrids, you playing with creation, trying to do what? Trying to mimic creation, trying to be like the Creator. There are many quote unquote warnings against that. And there's a lot of stories that tell you the fate of people that think that they're getting away with something when they do shit like that. And there's always a quote unquote reaction, or there's always effect to that cause, right? We could easily gauge that there's always a reaction to that cause because they usually get smacked down from their quote unquote pedestal, right? They usually get humbled. they usually get stepped on, right? Or they usually get corrected and adjusted and whatnot. But right now we're living a day and time where, of course, man is he is doing his best rendition of mimicking the creative manifestation power of what we will call the Most High. And with the Most High, or with the Creator, with the Source, their power is the ability to continuously create unique versions, right, of the one, right? So now man is putting his hands in that cookie jar, and he's like, nah, I want to play a part of that and whatnot. So I'm going to have the ability to tinker with that part of the creation. That's how far we've come. But we've always been here. How about that? How about that we just got here, but we've always been here? The technology that we might be using today, what if I told you that that technology has been always here, and we've always been using technology to some sort forever, right? So the technology, although we think we're under the perception that that's the gate, and it's really not. You know what I mean? It's up for debate. That's why I said, I prefaced it when I started. I said, that's a theory of mine. It could be easily smacked down and whatever. It's a theory that I am, basically fleshing out, as I contemplate it, right? But I'm like, yo, nah, the ancestors who built the pyramids were functioning with a higher form of a technological apparatus. Like they were not dealing with electricity in their technology. When I discovered, right? When I discovered that water, right, was more powerful than this technology, this brain right here. This is an artificial brain. This is the Mac Studio 2.0. It survived maybe 2 months until my son got to it, right? And he didn't do it on purpose. He's going through his tumultuous twos. I will call it his terrific twos and whatnot, because he's being terrific at the shit that he's doing and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? So this might be the third Mac that he took down. But he spilled the pomegranate juice, right? And the pomegranate juice went right into the brains of the Macintosh, right? This is a $2,000 machine. It's a super machine. You can make a movie on that. You feel me? That's how juiced up this thing is. You can make movies on it. I'm talking about it had a bunch of projects on it, right? But it can't survive the liquid. It's not that powerful. So this technology is flawed, because the minute that the real technology, which is liquid, which is water, which is an element, it can't interface with that. It can't interface with that element. So that there's something artificial about it. Think about that. I guess it has something to do. Of course, it's the electricity, right? So the fact that we're utilizing a lot of our technology and whatnot off of these electrical currents, we would have to look for alternatives. And our ancestors, they were not utilizing, their technology was not being charged in outlets with electricity. That's the difference. That's one of the biggest difference. So this electrified age that we living in, where we have these light poles that have these quote unquote wires attached to them and whatnot, we're getting beamed down from satellites, because even when I'm on my phone right now, there's a satellite that's pinging my phone. So there's all kind of energy or light rays that are coming into my quote unquote circumference. The Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi, all of that is energies all around us. We just can't see it with the naked eye. But when they come out with the camera that allows you to see it in real time, you're going to be somewhat freaked out. You dig? You're going to be taken back when you see what's going on all around you that you was oblivious of. That's why they say that your ancestors are on your nose, right? Think the movie Coco, right? Think Coco. Your ancestors are in the quantum realm behind something like a curtain. You know what I'm saying? But they're right here. They're all around you. They're basically inside you. Think about that fact. So it's like you nothing is in you, it's not on you. It's in your blood. Your blood is your DNA. Your DNA holds all of the light. Your whole millions of ancestors is in the bloodline, right? And they all coexist at once, at the same time. Everywhere, everything, everywhere, all at once, right? Which takes me into, and I'm still giving the thanks and praises to everybody who pulled up on Saturday to the masterclass, which is entitled Masters of the Universe, right? Where we delivered on every single quote unquote promise that we basically said in the Eventbrite. You know, every single bullet point, you know, every single, you know, because as I move forward, I'm getting a lot more strategic, a lot more, you know, not strategic, but a lot more collegiate with my approach. You know, I'm doing things the way that it's supposed to be done. So we had a table of contents, and we went through all of the table of contents. And then at the end of our workshop, which was 7 hours and 30 minutes, when I was able to end my first part, we were 7 hours and 30 minutes in. Brother Human, right? We call him Human GPT because he's smarter than artificial intelligence. He's already proven that, right? He's more. The machine can't beat him. You know what I'm talking about? The AI can't beat him in chess. You know, he got him on that, right? It's not a lot of people that's walking this planet though that's smarter than the computer, even at this phase that it's in. So Human had an hour and a half. I did my thing. I had a 2.5 hour intro. It's a lot to talk about. I'm taking it back to the Bobby and Phil era. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking it back to that era. You know, don't judge me. You know what I'm talking about? So when we ended, I had a whole bonus lecture. Which is a whole metaphysical piece that's basically livicated to the movie Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Because when I really studied that movie and when I really started diving in, I'm like, yo, this is a masterpiece, right? The way that this movie is whoever wrote it and put it together and filmed it and whatnot, you know, they put together something dynamic for the human eye. And I'm not the only one that says that. It's the most awarded film ever. Go and do a Google search. Somebody that's watching this, we almost got 100 people. Anybody that's there, do me a favor and go and do the Google search about what I just said. And if I'm telling facts, put the fire emojis in the chat room. Let's do a little bit of interactiveness on this grand rising day and whatnot, this beautiful moon day, right? This day that you have the opportunity to get it all together and put it all together and get it right starting today. We're in spring. Is spring again? It's time to turn up. You know what I'm saying? It's time to turn up. This is my form of fact checkers, right? Because I'm being slandered by a $1 trillion company called Meta. They are trying to ruin my reputation. They've erroneously said that my facts are not correct. You understand? They almost troll people when they decide to follow me. Do you know my following has been on 120 for 2 months? My shit hasn't budged. And I saw a dummy account and he had 22,000 followers. And they got other accounts of mine that got 20,000 and 10,000. So they've been slandering me. They've messed with my bag and whatnot. When people on LinkedIn want to give me $10,000 to talk about AI, you know, they say when they do the search and whatnot, to thank me for all of the traffic that I've given them and all of the great content that I've provided. You know, they never shook my hand and whatnot. These people are going out of their way to shadow ban me, to try to defame me. I got enemies in high places. What Nick Cannon said, strong enemies. I can't worry about poo butts. I got Mark Zuckerberg in them. You know what I'm saying? Trying to block my shine, trying to stop my message, trying to muzzle the boy, right? Me and my contemporaries, especially my family members. Blue Pill, KT the Arch Degree, even Mama Pill. You know what I mean? So they're relentless with their campaign against the truth. Y'all don't know this thing. You might not think anything of it, but when you think about it, that's a lawsuit. That is a class action lawsuit. I've been telling the truth. If I lie one day, y'all gonna, I got enough people, I got enough gargoyles, you know what I mean, hanging around on the motherfucking ledges of the roof, waiting to swoop down. I got enough vultures waiting to pick at my carcass that the minute I say something wrong, they coming for me. You know what I'm talking about? There'd be 1,000 videos popping up. You know what I mean? But as long as I'm getting it right, nobody has anything to say. They're going to be quiet like church mouse. But Facebook, Meta, and YouTube, which is Google and whatnot, I just want you to know. I really want you to know. I want you to take this that I'm saying very serious and see how it ages and whatnot. You're looking at a multi-billion dollar, right? A multi-billion dollar settlement based off of what they've been doing. I'm going to show and prove how they blocked. I'm going to show it because y'all don't understand how much, what kind of revenue we're talking about that they've been successfully taking away from me. You know what I mean? You might think that I'm just playing on little levels. I'm talking about literally blocking me from 1 million followers. Literally blocking me from videos doing 100,000 like they normally should be doing. Easily blocking me, all three of us. I'm talking about going through high level blocking. When they telling a person, do you really want to sign up to this nigga's page? I'm doing business. I'm selling art. You know what I mean? I'm out here functioning with the function. You know what I'm talking about? I got the little QR code on my phone. So, I'm out here selling art. People scanning. They let me follow you on Instagram. All right, cool. Boop. They scan it. And then I'm seeing alerts coming up. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Step away, like the fucking Viper. They got Viper car alarms going off. And these are customers looking at me like, is this you? I'm like, of course it is. Don't worry about that. Press that and let's go. You know what I mean? But in the back of my mind, I'm like, this doesn't look good when you're a businessman, right? When you're out here, I do business. I'm a businessman. I don't know if y'all know this or not. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I have to reintroduce myself. And there's no problem because Instagram is an ocean of emotion. There's a lot of shit going on. People get things mixed up. You know what I'm talking about? They be like, you Red Pill from Philadelphia, right? You from Black and Nobel, ain't you? I know about you. You was in the movie Snow in the Bluff. Like, they'll mix shit up because people just be like, they be, they take cocktails or drugs, nigga. So you don't know what's going to come out of people. You don't know how people see you. But I'm a businessman from day one, right? I am one of the first. Let me tell you some of the accolades. I'm one of the first designers, right? I'm one of the first design. I'm an industry stylist. That was my early trade, right? Pitbull, one of my first clients. You know what I'm talking about, right? I have industry clients, and then I started my own clothing line. But then I started a clothing line for consciousness. One of the first clothing lines, right? That changed the look of consciousness, that updated the style. Once you update the wardrobe, and we outside and it's a war going on outside, and you update the uniform to bring in uniformity, that's how you start the movement. There was no movement before we got the wardrobe correct, right? And I wasn't the only one. Shout out to Pharaonic. There was a few of us. But I'm one of the first ones, 2005, right there in Harlem, Kings County, Clothier, KKK. Kings County Clothes of the Year, putting King Tut, and you know, shout out to the brothers right here with the drip. You know, I'm talking about Hawks Apparel. You see the back, right? The back is lit. You know what I mean? Now we got like 100 different brands and whatnot. Now I was just watching an interview with Keys and whatnot. First of all, shout out to Julian Golden, right? Rich and Righteous. You know what I'm talking about? Rich and Righteous. And there's a workbook to come with that called Rituals, right? The workbook, right? So you could have a regiment. This shit right here is fire. I'm going to interview him for the book club in a minute. And of course, this book that I just put out called Prompt Engineering 101. So you could get through ChatGPT-4, turn it into what is known as a persona machine. This book helps you turn ChatGPT into anything you want it to be. You could say, act as an engineer, act as a pilot, and tell me how to fly a plane from Brooklyn to California on a Cessna or a helicopter. You know what I mean? It's a persona machine. It's a genie in a bottle. So ChatGPT is the new genie in the bottle in the form of AI. You could turn it, you can make it anything you want, and it will spit out all the information that you need based off of whatever question that you ask. So this is a book of question. This is a book of prompt. Prompts are portals. So every single one of these is a portal. You know what I mean? I like the physical book because when you're on the internet and you're typing and whatnot, it's good to have a book in front of you, right? Something physical that you can open up and look at when you type in your prompt and whatnot, versus having all of those windows open and shit like that. You get lost in the sauce. But when you have it physically right here, okay, boom, all right, boom. I'm going to type that in. I'm going to try that out. Huh? These are all portals. Yeah. If y'all want that physical book, y'all gonna have to, tap in. I'll have it on my Gumroad by later on tonight. My Gumroad, I'm building my Gumroad store. Is lit. It's looking like a supermarket. The Patreon is crazy. Shout out to all my Patreons. Yeah, before I even forget, before they cut the live, the bonus lecture that I have that is going to be about 3 hours long. It is about basically, jumping through portals. It's about breaking down how the internet is really the multiverse of madness, right? And we're all participating in the multiverse of madness. We're all participating in quantum mania, right? If you're on the internet, if you're scrolling, if you tap into 100 different websites every day, you're jumping in 100 different multiverses. You know what I mean? If you're just binging on YouTube and you're binging on TikTok, you're jumping into multiverses. You're everywhere. You're seeing things that you can't unsee. You're taking on, quote unquote, ideas and concepts of things that you know nothing of, right? You're trying to figure it out. You're swimming in an ocean of everything all at once. Don't be a person who's viral, whose face is viral, like I said, with this whole, with these people that's blocking our content and blocking us, our virility, our viralness, right? They fear the Blackamoor messiahs, so they fear your viralness, because if your energy and your light and your message and your frequency and your messianic imprint goes viral, it's almost like a quote-unquote hurricane of fire and whatnot. Think about it. It's almost like when Garvey says, see me in a whirlwind. The whirlwind is the spiral. The spiral is the viral and whatnot. When you go viral, it's like a whirlwind. When you go viral, it's a tornado, my nigga. When you go viral, that shit is a motherfucking tornado. And then when it hit, it's like an earthquake. So you could go viral, and then when your shit hit, it's like an earthquake. You know what I mean? But your virility is hurricane season. You know what I'm saying? And they're scared of hurricane season. So we are going to be doing the follow-up. It's all metaphysical. I'm going to be showing clips of the movie, so I'm not doing it on YouTube, right? I'm not doing it on Melanin Monday like that because I can't get the strike on YouTube. We're gonna be doing it off of YouTube on a Zoom. The way that anybody's gonna have access to it, right? I'm taking the La Russell approach. I'm doing the La Russell approach / Nipsey Hussle approach. Pay what you want to pay. That's how we gonna be doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take the formula, right? For my new thing for formula is Fourmula, right? If you want the Fourmula, if you're doing it for Moolah, right? If you're doing it for the Moolah, right? If you're doing it for some Moolah, you gotta follow a Fourmula. Okay? Drop the bombs. If you're trying to get Fourmula, you gotta do the Fourmula. So we got Fourmula formulas, right? And one of those formulas, the server's still down. One of those formulas, okay? Yeah, we got 4 Moolahs for Moolah. Right? Because that's what we want to tap into, right? When we get it right, then we won't be getting it wrong. But our people keep getting it wrong because we're not getting it right. We're not following any type of formulas. We're not on code. And one of the great things about the algorithms and the AI and everything that's working and whatnot is that they're all following a code. You know? Oh, you heard ChatGPT servers was down worldwide. Hey, shit happens. One thing that I can tell you is in this world that we living in right now, it's something that's gonna happen every day, right? Embrace it, make a story of it, turn it into something that could work for you, right? But we're in the quickening right now, and because we're in the quickening, we have to work at a pace that's quicker than what we were used to working at. We have to apply the formula, right? We can't just be winging it anymore. That's not how I'm moving. I don't have no discrepancy with how anybody else is moving. Just don't move in my lane. Like, treat it like we on a highway. Just don't don't hop in my lane in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Damn sure don't bump me. Don't hit my bumper. We just have to drive carefully. But I know that I'm following the formula because formulas have been working for me. And I'm going to use what works and I'm going to stick with that. So the bonus class is coming up on Wednesday. The entry level is $5. And the only way to get a ticket is by going ahead and becoming a $5 Patreon. We are going to be taking only tickets from $5 and up Patreons. It's pay. That's the formula. I'm using the formula of La Russell and Nipsey Hussle. Pay what you want. You're not gonna pay me $1 though. That's what you're not gonna do, and that's not we don't have dollar conversations anymore. You dig what I'm saying? We'll leave that to Shorty at Strokers and whatnot. And they still having conversations for $1. That's not what we're doing. It starts at $5. Respectfully. And if that's too far above your pay grade, then I'm definitely a little too deep into I'm a little too much for you right now. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just a little too much. If $5 is too much, well, God damn it, you know what I mean? I guess I'm premium, and good luck out there. But I'm talking to the people who $5 is not even a fence that you have to walk. You walk up to the door and knock on it, and we let you in the house. There's other pay grades on the Patreon that would be considered you climbing the fence, because over the fence is where the pool is, That's where we flew shorty from Swaziland and whatnot. That's where we got shorties from Brazil. They back there sunbathing and whatnot. They don't even have any bikinis on. Yeah, they got coconut oil on them. They're chilling. They're sipping on mimosas and whatnot. That's not even a fence. That's a gate that you got to climb over. That's a paywall. That would be the Citrine membership. That's the top tier shit. That's VIP. You go in there, everybody feels safe and they getting treated right. Massages and whatnot. They getting good smoothies, gold water. You know what I'm talking about? They getting some gold water. They getting foot massages, Reiki and all of that. You know what I'm talking about? And, you know, maybe some punani wraps. You know, it's soft life in that part. You know what I mean? For those who are $99 members, it's a soft life for y'all. For the people who came in at $5, you in the living room chilling. You know what I'm talking about? But that's the Patreon. The Patreon is lit right now. It's a knowledge base. I have if you go in there and you become a member, you get to chill. So for your $5 to watch the quote unquote bonus lecture that I'm doing, the bonus master class, the bonus master lecture, you get to be a Patreon member, and that Patreon gives you access to a knowledge base of all things AI. I got a video up there with 72 AI tools. I got a video on my Patreon where dude is giving you 72 AI tools to use right now. 72. You know, it's a knowledge base. It's like, come and learn. But all of my places of learning right now have paywalls. You know what I mean? Everything is all doors, or, you know, we got security at the doors. You know what I'm saying? Because we just, you know, we let the people run wild for years. You know? We let them run, and now we put up a gate. Respectfully. Rightfully so. Like it should be. So the Patreon is lit. Everybody on the Discord that has signed up, because all 1,000 members of Saturday's workshop, we are now in a 30-day Discord that we are calling the Masters of the Universe Mastermind Workshop. The Masters of the Universe Mastermind Group. I'm sorry. That's what our Discord is. The Masters of the Universe Mastermind. So in the book, Napoleon Hill said, Think and Grow Rich, right? He said, mastermind principle, right? He said to get things done, right? You have to do what? Use what formula? What formula? The mastermind principle. And what is the mastermind principle? The mastermind principle is, if two or more will gather in my name, right, then I shall appear. Meaning that if 2 brains are better than 1, and 3 brains are better than 2. I don't have to get all super deep and you know what I mean? 2 brains are better than 1, and 3 is better than 2. If one of them brains got worms and parasites and it's a toxic brain, then we got to get rid of that brain, because that brain could infect other brains. You watched enough zombie horror movies to know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? But look, I don't want this phone to die. Melanin Monday is tonight. I'll be tapping in. Wednesday is the workshop, the continuing of the workshop. If anybody wants to be a part of that, my link is in my bio with the Patreon. Go and become a member. You'll be in the building. I'll see you then. If you want to get the replay, that link is in the bio. Go and get the replay. It's 7.5 hours. It was only $99. And I promise you, I gave them more than $999 worth of information. Matter of fact, they got $1 million worth of game. If you was in the building and you can agree with that statement, please put the fire emoji in the chat. So I'm not, because I don't do the cap talk. You know what I mean? We sit at cap tables. We not out here capitan. Rest in peace to Big Cap, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? That's not what we going to be doing. We're going to keep it 100 and just speak the truth, Roof. You know? We just going to speak the truth as it is. You know, shame the devil and speak the truth. So with that being said, I'll see anybody who is serious about what it is that they say that they about. And if that's the case, I see you where it matters. You feel me? Other than that, you know how it goes. You know what I got to say to anything else to that. You know what I mean? Other than that, I have nothing else to say, matter of fact. Other than that, salute. Have a great day to everybody. You know what I mean? Thank you for paying attention. Other than that, I want to say thank you. Other than that, your time and your energy is appreciated. Other than that, I wish you all success. You know what I mean? All of this is March gladness. And we all have gratitude for anything. And I hope that we cross paths and we do big business and we make big equity together. You feel me? And we make big history and whatnot. And we move big mountains. That part. I wish good on everybody. You're not obliged to be a part of anything that's going on at the moment if you're not prepared or if that's not something that you want to do. But that means nothing. That literally means nothing to me, not in a negative way, but in a positive way, because everything is about timing. Some people have been sitting back watching me for 20 years, yo. You have no idea. And now they're hitting me up like, yo, the timing is right, right? It's like The Voice. You know, when they hit the chair and it turns around. So they just hear something in my voice and now they hit the chair, they turn around, they like, what up? I'm ready to invest. What up? I'm ready to break that bread. It seems like you've arrived. It seems like you hitting those notes that I've been waiting to hear and whatnot. So it's really about timing with millions of individuals. If you the one individual watching right now, think about it. There was 1 million people before you. You know what I'm talking about? You know, I'm out here thotting and whatnot. I'm trying to meet 1 million people. You know what I mean? This shit is like a Tinder date going. I'm Tinder 10x. I'm really out here thotting. You know what I mean? Because I talk to millions of people, but millions of people don't talk to me. So it's like I get to meet millions of people in my walks of life that I don't even know. Motherfuckers is tapping me on the shoulders and whatnot. Niggas is hitting horns and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Motherfuckers is helicopters waving flags at me. You know what I mean? So I'm in this world where it's all about giving attention and receiving it. It is a weird dance that takes place, right? In this quote unquote everything, everywhere, all at once reality. Is a very interesting paradox. And it makes you even question, what is this shit really about? Right? It's a good brain exercise. Anybody that's on the internet can relate. We're going to dive deeper into it tonight. We're going to get esoteric in it. We're going to break some things down. Like I said, if you didn't see the movie, you might not really get what I'm talking about, but we'll break it down. You know, I have an art of making some complex things sound a little more understandable and whatnot. And I'm going to do my best to decode it and talk about some other things like these quote unquote, like are these AI programs tapping in to multiple multiverses and whatnot. When these pictures come back from Midjourney and Stable Diffusion and whatnot, when you prompt these images, when you upload images and send them into these servers and whatnot, are they bringing back images? Are they bringing back visions from other dimensions? Or are they just generating art? You know what I mean? Is there something going on with this AI, this like spooky things from a distance? Is there something a little more that they're telling us that's going on with what they call intelligent machines and whatnot? Is there some type of spirituality involved in any of these machines that we're seeing and whatnot? I want to know. Like I said before, you know, the fact that water, right, one of the natural elements, right, one of the that's the real extraterrestrial. Remember, water is not from this planet. So water is kryptonite to multiple forms of technology, right? Although you'll have submarines and whatnot in the ocean, they're encapsulated, and you know, all of their quote unquote vulnerable parts are protected, right? It's not like the goddamn motherboard is on the nose of the submarine. It's encased in glass and metal and things of that nature. So the kryptonite to the AI is water. Just remember that. I'm just saying, keep some water in your house in case, you know, shit goes crazy one day. That niggas start acting up and throwing knives at you. You could just spray it with a fucking Nerf, super soaker. You know what I'm talking about? You can hit it with a bucket. I'm just keep some water on you, my nigga, and drink water, especially when you're around these computers and whatnot. Make sure to hydrate yourself, and because they don't like water, I'm assuming. Like the European don't like the sun and whatnot. You know, these are the side symptoms that everybody goes through and whatnot. What do black people don't like? There's something that black people's a kryptonite. I think it would be cold weather or ice. I mean, we got kryptonites too. But anyway, it's been a good, we had a great build. I got to get back to the work. It's a lot of shit going on for good. Like we were saying, next month, look out, we have a big announcement about April. Some big things going down in April with me and Blue Pill. If y'all didn't get a chance to see American Maroon documentary from the brother Tariq Nasheed, y'all make sure to go and check that out. Me and Blue Pill are prominently featured in that documentary. We did our thing in there, I must say. I'm very proud of us. And we're going to be hitting city to city to city with the screening of that film coming in April. So look out for that. Hopefully we'll be pulling up in your city. You know what I'm talking about? We might even go across the pond with this shit. We might even pop up across the motherfucking pond. You never know where them spirit wings will take us. But yeah, we're going to be hitting the road. We're going to make it a movie. Hit up that Patreon. I want to see y'all tonight and Melanin Monday. And I definitely want to see y'all on Wednesday when we give the bonus lecture for the Masters of the Universe. It's the Masters of the Universe. It's the epilogue. All right. It'll just be the epilogue because it's still part of the quote unquote masterclass workshop that we did, 7.5 hours, available for replay on KTLUniversity.com and the good brother Black Magic. Shout out to Black Magic 363, brother Rich. Shout out to Blue Pillar 44, Pope Pablo 44, KT the Arch Degree. That fast, I'm just ending a fast. I'm very proud of myself. Salute to myself. I was able to do a water fast for 7 days, water and fruits and vegetables. It got me charged up. Now, moving forward, we're going to be doing a workout. We're going to be doing 30-day workout. It might be 33-day workout. It's the Pillar Temple workout, the Pillar Temple workout. So we're going to be building up our pillars. We're going to be building up our temples, and we're going to be working out. Either you want to lose weight or you want to gain weight. You want to get stronger. Blue is going to be doing the Kung Fu inner strength, Bruce Lee shit. I'm going to be working more on building up mass and whatnot, building up muscle and whatnot. If you are a healthcare brand, and you want to sponsor what we're doing, we're going to have about 10 participants in the real world, in the physical world, and we might have about 44 people online. We can't have too many people because I can't take on too many people right now until I get my AI assistant to assist me in helping with the work, you know what I mean? Because I already fired all of the humans and whatnot, and we bringing in the motherfucking AI. Why? Because the AI don't get tired. The AI not backbiting. The AI not scheming and whatnot. The AI won't come and work for me 1 week, and then the next week this nigga pops up and now he's doing the same business and whatnot. The AI not doing goofy shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? The AI not getting sick. The AI not motherfucking fornicating and trying to fraternize on the job. The AI not going to lunch and then going all the way to the weave shop and taking 3 hours to come back. The AI not doing fuck shit. I'm tired of humans. I got some coworkers and they work perfectly and I say thank you. And I feed them Scooby snacks. You know what I'm talking about? And the AI, Allen Iverson, is working perfectly for me. Thank you. You know what I mean? So that's what's about to happen. And I'm going to get back to the humans and whatnot. I love the humans and I can't stand them at the same time. But we're going to fuck with AI for right now. You know what I mean? Ancestral intelligence, almighty intelligence. We're going to get that shit together. And we'll get to the humans so we got something for the humans to do. But just know when we bring the humans back in the fold, the humans are going to be working hand in hand with these magical tools to make magical things happen because we living in magical times. Okay? And we are magical people and whatnot. So if you ain't with the magic, right? If you're not with the black magic, if the magic ain't in you, it's not on you. If you ain't with that, then we just gonna, once again, I could sell you some clothes, my nigga. I got some t-shirts. It's fire that's coming. You know what I'm talking about? We coming with we gonna give you the roster. We got some socks coming, some lock socks and whatnot. You feel me? We even got socks. You know what I'm talking about? I got some vests that's on the way. I might even have the sneaker by the time I catch up to you again. We don't gotta do that. We could do that. You know what I mean? I got some artwork. Shout out to AA Rashid. Shout out to AA Rashid. I'm one of his official distributors of his art prints and his wonderful, beautiful artwork. I go to melanated or black-owned restaurants, right? One of the, I could give, this is one of my income streams I'm putting y'all on right now, right? So, nowhere in the world is like Atlanta, right? Nowhere in the world is like Atlanta. Atlanta is so magical because Atlanta got the most black-owned stores that you'll ever see. I don't even have to get in the car sometimes. I could just walk, right? So one of the things about black stores is all of them like artwork, right? They're all into artwork. You know what I'm talking about? So think about it. I could go to 100 stores in 1 week, and if I lock in at least 20 accounts, right? I get 20 sales from those stores. That's just lowballing. I get 20 different sales, right? Do you know how much income that is? Do you know how much extra bread that is? Right? Because they definitely buying something. They like, yo, they be like, I might not hang this in the store and whatnot, but I'm definitely buying that shit for the crib. Because another thing about Atlanta, right? Everybody got a house. Everybody got rooms. Everybody got art on their wall. You feel me? Everybody is not buying all their art from Hobby Lobby, my nigga. Everybody is not getting their art from Five Below. Some people want real, they got bread out here. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas got money. Where's the little girl from the, he got money. Oh, you got money. Okay. Her name Quinta, right? Yeah. Yeah. ChatGPT act like Quinta. He got money. You know what I'm saying? So people is buying up black art like it's going out of style, bro. And that's all you know what I mean? That's my little art. And I'm just getting started with the art. Because that's, to be honest with you, that's what me and Blue and KT, that's what we do by trade. That's our original trade, is the art. You know what I mean? Look at look at this fly blue pill shit right here. Come on, man. I just sold 4 of these yesterday. You know what I'm talking about? This blue pill. Come on, bro. He going brazy with it. This blue pill shit. This is pencil. Look, he drew that in the 90s. These are artifacts. You know what I mean? So if I sold the artwork before me and Blue became red and blue, right? Nobody wanted to buy this before I was lit. Nobody wanted to buy this till they see me on Hidden Colors. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wanted to buy this till I start talking about AI. Now I'm talking about Allen Iverson. Everybody want to buy my art. But it makes sense. You got to get yourself lit, right? And when you make yourself valuable, then the things that you do become valuable, right? If I would have put this out in 2005, before we proved our value and our worth, right? There's a story attached to this now. Right? This is Black Calvin, nigga. This was what made us this was what made me and Blue a super villain. You know what I'm saying? This was the beginning of our super villainry. You know what I mean? This one, the artwork shows when we began to shift our quote. It's my DNA is in my artwork. Right? My DNA, my artwork is my story. So now, when you raise your social value, right? Because contrary to popular belief, we live in a social credit system already. Just not on the levels of what China's doing. The same way that China lives in an AI integrated society, it's a heavily AI integrated society. And we're living somewhat in that, just not on China's level. China is doing things at an extreme level, right? But the social credit system that we live in is that because of social media and tied into the digital economy, we have what is known as social credit, right? And we add what is known as social value and whatnot. Social value could now be monetized and whatnot. So when you raise up your social value, that's why I said before, we need a reevaluation of everybody in this community. We need a correction on whatever the people who are what they call the quote unquote service providers, or they give service to people. No, fuck that. What's their value and what's their worth? What's the healer's worth? What's the teacher's worth? What's the master teacher's worth? What are their value? If the rappers are getting 40 bands for a walkthrough, they have to make double than that. If they're not getting double than that, if the rappers can get booked, if they get booked for certain things, if they get booked 100 bands to perform, but you're not booking the speakers or the intellects 100 bands, we have to have a correction. There's an inflation in this quote unquote economy. It's backwards, it's upside down, it's defunct. The code is off. It's not on code. It's not working. Got to change it. You have to flip it. That's why I'm calling for a correction. I want Blue Pill to get his worth. I want KT to be valued. I need Mama Pill to get her value. Not perceived value. Not what you niggas think y'all gonna give her. Not what you think you're gonna throw at us. No. What's the real value? What's the perceived value? Because y'all know the value, but but anyway. So you get your value up, then you do your art show. It means more now. So now people are they're buying into the value, right? That's just a real quick lesson. But I'm out though. You know what I mean? I'll see you on Melanin Monday. Thank you everybody for your time and things of that nature. Love and light. I think Blue will be going live today too. Tap in with that good brother. All right. Peace.